Soon to take the stage at the Jewish Theater is a production of The Accomplices. Now, if you don't know about this play tells the story of a man whose mission was to persuade the U.S. government to accept Jewish refugees fleeing the Nazis. And it's all based on a true story. Here with more, director Jason Marlett, along with Ian and Sophia playing the lead roles. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So this is the next best thing up on the stage, The Accomplices. Sounds pretty heavy. When I was looking into this, Jason, this material is a true story and it is told in a very true way.
Yes, it's presented as Peter Bergson goes through his trials and all the hurdles he had to jump to try and get help for all of these refugees trying to come into the country during World War II.
Yeah, that's really the story of Peter, isn't it? I mean, he's the main protagonist of this story, right?
Sure, he is the through line, absolutely.
Yeah, so Peter is played by Ian.
Hi.
Pretty big task there, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you learn about Peter when researching this role?
Oh gosh. Peter had such a rich life. I mean, in terms of what he accomplished through his life. I mean, whether it be on U.S. or international soil. Mm-hmm. But what I was most surprised about while learning about it was that how little, despite all the things that this man had done, how little I've heard about it growing up.
Right.
And I don't know how.
Hard to describe.
Without going into spoilers, yes.
I see. I'm like, I get it. I don't want you to spoil anything, but it's true. When you hear what Peter did and how relentless he was in his mission, in his goal, you think to yourself, just as Ian said, why haven't more people heard this story about what he did? And tell us a little bit about Betty. That's the role you're playing, right?
Yeah. Betty moves to New York City where she's studying dancing, and she joins the group, the emergency committee to save the Jewish people of Europe with Peter's character. That's how they meet. And again, no spoilers.
Okay, it's so hard to talk about it, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because there are a lot of major plot points and twists here. Now, is Peter played two different ways here, two different times of his life, or is this just a through line?
This is just a through line of this particular snapshot of his life.
Because I know there was quite a few stages of what he was going through and what he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when the play opens, it starts in 1940, and by the time it ends, it's 1944. So it's definitely a progression. I mean, and yes, there's absolutely a through line for the character, but when he goes through, it's where he starts and where he ends are two very different places as he fights what is essentially a small person, like a couple of people taking on a whole country.
It really is an underdog story, isn't it, Betty? And the government isn't exactly as helpful as you think the U.S. government would be, right? It turned in. Am I spoiling something? Or
No.
No, we've been through the 40s.
That's not a spoiler.
I'm like, I got that look like, oh, don't give it away. But I'm pretty sure we were good on that. Now, you have a final dress, which a lot of people don't know about. You have opening night on the 27th.
Correct.
Right, but the 26th, you have final dress, which is your final dress rehearsal, and people can come watch that, right?
Absolutely. The ticket prices are reduced, but I don't think you'd see any less of quality of a show.
You better not. It's the final dress, right?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
So reduced ticket prices for that final dress show are about
$6. $5.
$5. Yeah. Yep. So founded in 1992, JTGR. Let's talk about what you guys do, because a lot of people who might hear about this show go, "Well, I'm not Jewish. Does this apply to me?"
Oh, it absolutely does. Jewish Theater Grand Rapids really strives to show stories with a Jewish theme, but have universal appeal. So everyone can find something in any of the plays at Jewish Theater and take something out that could mean something to them.
Yeah, don't let the title of the organization or the theater keep you from coming and seeing these shows. Actually, it should encourage you to broaden your horizons and to see more different viewpoints. And this story is.
Yeah, and this story, I mean, yes, it's about a man going through and trying to fight for the Jewish people, but this is a story that anyone will be able to find some resonance with, because it's about standing up for what's right, even when everyone else tells you that it's wrong, or they're silently pushing you to the side.
Love those stories. Underdog with perseverance and persistence. Well, thank you very much, both of you, and break a leg.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
In advance, And Jason, as always, great to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Bringing great quality work to the stage once again with fantastic talent right here in town. Jewish Theater Grand Rapids, The Accomplices. February 27th through March 8th. Don't forget February 26th, that final dress with reduced ticket prices. It's happening right there on the main stage. More details at jtgr.org. You can call the number on your screen. We'll be right back.